What if your financial turning point is only one door away? Not later, not someday. It begins when the right biblical door opens. And today, I'm going to show you 5 biblical doors that can open the way for favor, provision, increase, and explosive prosperity in your life. Stay with me until door number 5, because that final door may explain why you've seen the blessing, but still haven't been able to keep it. The first door is bold asking, simple idea. Many people want more, need more, pray for more, but they never really ask. Not clearly, not specifically, not with faith. They hope, they wish, they worry, but they do not ask well. That matters, because asking starts things. Asking brings clarity. Asking wakes up expectation. Asking puts faith into words. Here's an everyday picture. You sit in a restaurant. You read the menu. You smell the food. You watch other people eat. But you never place an order. Then do not complain that you are still hungry. The kitchen may be ready. The meal may be available. But you still have to ask. Same in prayer. Not arrogance. Faith. You say, Lord, give me wisdom. Lord, open the right door. Lord, bring peace to my finances. Lord, help me handle opportunity well. You ask? And here's the line. If you do not ask clearly, you will not expect clearly. That is strong. Here is another one. Vague prayers produce vague expectation. Remember that. Ask clearly. Ask honestly. Ask in faith. Not because you can force God's hand, because you trust God's heart. And here is what I want you to do right now. If door number 1 is your lesson, then make it practical. Be bold in the comments. Write the one thing you are truly asking God for in this season. One thing, not 10 things. One clear thing. Maybe it is financial peace. Maybe it is debt freedom. Maybe it is a new opportunity. Maybe it is wisdom. Maybe it is provision for your family. Write it in the comments. Because sometimes the first act of faith is to stop being vague. Be clear. Be bold. Name it. That is door number 1. Now let us go to door number 2. Because asking is good. But asking alone is not enough. The second door is obedience. This is where many prayers either gain traction or lose traction. A lot of people want a new season, but they do not want a new step. They want change, but keep the old pattern. They want increase, but ignore the next right move. That slows everything down. In Scripture, movement often begins with obedience. Not because obedience is flashy, because obedience is decisive. Here is the picture. A farmer can stand in a field and pray for a harvest. Good. He should. But at some point, he still has to plant. No seed, no harvest. Simple. That is obedience. Maybe God has already been speaking to you about a habit, about a relationship, about your priorities, about one step you know you need to take. Maybe you do not need more signs. Maybe you need one good yes. Here's the line. Small acts of obedience can open very big doors. Do not miss that. Small step, big door. That is often how life works. Here is another one. God's direction usually gets clearer after movement, not before it. Very important. Some people are waiting for full clarity, but life does not always work that way. Take the step you already know is right. That is door number 2. Now let us go to door number 3. Because some people ask, some people obey, but they still stay careless. And careless living does not hold much blessing. The third door is diligent work and wisdom. Now let us get practical. God's favor matters. Of course it does. But wisdom matters too. Discipline matters too. Preparation matters too. If God gives you an opportunity, you still need the maturity to handle it. If God opens a door, you still need the wisdom to walk through it well. If God blesses the work of your hands still need to work. Clear idea. A man says, "I am waiting for opportunity." Fine. But if opportunity knocks and you are still asleep, that is not mystery. That is poor preparation. People want better results, but keep weak habits. People want increase, but do not manage their day. People want growth, but do not build skill. Then they ask why life stays the same. Here is a hard but helpful line. Things stay the same because they stay the same. That will preach. So wisdom matters. Daily habits matter. Consistency matters. Here is the line to keep. Favor may open the door. Wisdom helps you stay in the room. That is strong. And here is one more. Prayer opens the heart. Discipline strengthens the hand. You need both. Ask for blessing. Yes. But also ask for judgment, steadiness, discipline, good sense. Because prosperity is not only received, it is prepared for. That is door number 3. Now let us go to door number 4. This is where trust stops talking and starts showing. The 4th door is generous sowing. This is where the heart shows up. A lot of people talk about faith. Easy. Generosity puts faith into motion. Now let us keep this clean. This is not about show, not about pressure, not about trying to buy a blessing. This is about trust. Money is useful, but money is not your source. God is your source. That changes a person. When fear runs your life, your hand closes. When trust grows, your hand opens. And that matters. Because you cannot sow with a closed fist. And you cannot receive much with a closed fist either. Easy picture. Try to shake hands with a closed fist. Awkward. Try to plant with a closed fist. Not much happens. Try to receive with a closed fist. Hard to do. Here is the line. Closed hands rarely receive open harvests. Simple, clear, memorable. Generosity loosens fear. Generosity loosens greed. Generosity reminds you that scarcity is not your master. That does not mean generous people never face hard times. It means fear does not get to run the house. That is door number 4. Now the final door. And this one may explain more than all the rest. The 5th door is stewardship. Now we arrive at the part people often skip. They pray for more income, more favor, more opportunity, more overflow. Fine. But here is the better question. What are you doing with what you already have? That is stewardship. How are you handling your time? Your money? Your opportunities? Your responsibilities? Because more is not always the first answer. Sometimes better handling is the first answer. Picture a bucket with holes in it. You can pour water into it all day. More water, more water, more water. But if the holes are still there, you still have the same problem. The answer is not only more water. The answer is to fix the bucket. That is stewardship. Here is the line. Small leaks can sink big increase. Remember that. And here is the big one. God often multiplies what is managed well. That is worth writing down. If you are careless with little, more can become pressure. If you are wise with little, more can become progress. Blessing needs structure. Blessing needs order. Blessing needs a place to stay. Without stewardship, increase becomes confusion. With stewardship, increase can grow. Stay. Build. Serve a purpose. Now look at the 5 doors. Bold asking, obedience, diligent work and wisdom, generous sowing, stewardship, 5 doors, clear doors, biblical doors, practical doors. So here's the message. Your life is not finished. Your future is not closed. Your breakthrough is not impossible. But doors do not open just because we want them to. Doors open when faith becomes active, when obedience becomes real, when wisdom becomes daily, when generosity becomes natural, when stewardship becomes consistent. Open the door of asking. Open the door of obedience. Open the door of wisdom. Open the door of generosity. Open the door of stewardship. Then watch what begins to move. Maybe not all at once, but it will move. And before you go, do this. If you believe God is opening doors in your life, type this in the comments. Prosperity is coming not as a slogan, as a statement of faith. And if you already wrote your prayer after door number 1, leave this too. Because faith asks, faith speaks, faith expects, and remember this. Clear faith opens clear doors. Some blessings are not far away. They are waiting for the right door to open.